Hi guys, this is Allison Pryor. I have 6 fan brush techniques for you today. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fan brushes. And I have a small one, and I have a scruffy bristle one. And I have sables, a large and a medium. So whatever brushes you have, they're fan brushes only. Then take those and see what you can do with them. Now first of all, I want to show you number one. Number one, the top use for this fan brush is water for me. Now you may not want to use it for your water, but I find it really good for using it for your water. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some blue paint on my fan brush and a bit of white so you can see it. And then we'll just put some water on here. Now I'm not showing you how to paint today, I'm just showing you about fan brushes. So we'll just go back and forth, and that will give you some nice water. So all you have to do is go back horizontally, go back and forth, and that gives you some nice little, you can get little wavy lines if you want to make a crisscross. And I'm holding it horizontal, and so you can just go back and forth and back and forth. See, and that gives you nice horizontal lines. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, I'm just showing you. So back and forth, horizontal lines. There we go, see? That's all simple as pie. So like I say, I'm not showing you how to paint, I'm just showing you how to use, I'm not showing you how to do a painting or anything, I'm just showing you what you can do with your fan brush, okay? So just go back and forth with your fan brush, back and forth. And now you can do this, yes, with other brushes, but I'm just trying to show you what you can use your fan brush for. Because, you got to sit there and you're going, now, what could I use that for, I wonder? And this is what you can use it for. Water. Well, I have 6 things for that you can use it for, so stand by. So we got our water. Good. Now, that's one use for your fan brush. Now another use for your fan brush, I'm going to try another size just to see what we can do. I'm going to try the large size and see how the bristles are all opened up. Well, so number 2 is grass. So grass, I'm just going to dip into a bit of green. I got a messy palette here, so no good showing it to you. And I'm just going to pick up some green for now, and just to show you that you can use your palette knife for your fan brush. So you can tap some grass on there. Okay, so just tap, 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 tap. So that's another thing that you can use your fan brush for, is grass. See how it gives you a nice texture, grass texture? And you can add different colors and all kinds of good things. So I'm just going to put on some grass just so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll just throw some over here. And I'm just tapping it on, just flat. My brush is just horizontal. Okay. So you just tap on some grass. And like I say, I'm not trying to show you now how to paint or anything. I am just trying to show you the uses for your fan brush. Okay, so just tap it on, tap, 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 tap. There we go. Tap on some grass. And, oh. Okay, I turned my head that time to check the camera. So that just went up there, it's okay. So just tap on some grass like this. And I'll just take that out for you so you won't get confused. See? It's okay, everything is good. So you keep tapping on your grass. And practice with that, and then you can even get a lighter color one just to come down a little, give it a little bit of highlight. I'll show you that one after. Okay, so just tap on with your fan brush your grass. Right, so That's number 2. So number 3. So number 3 with your fan brush is you can highlight your mountains and your rocks and your tree. So I'm going to use a scruffy brush. You can try different brushes and see what they do. Well, maybe we'll do that. So I'm just going to take a bit of a lighter grayish color with black and white just to get a grayish color, so I can show you how to highlight your mountains. So you got mountains in the background and you're not used to the palette knife yet, so you just want to get a quick way to highlight your mountains. So you just take your fan brush and from the top of the point, and then just come down and put on some paint. Just pull it down, and that will get, until you get used to your palette knife use, that at least gets you started. So you just, and give a nice scruffy brush, makes it nice and scruffy looking, so you get all these shapes. So use the top of the mountain to guide you. So you start at the top and pull diagonally to get these shapes, okay? Alright. So you can try the scruffy brush and you scrub it in if you want to, but make sure the black comes through. You don't want to lose your black. I'm going to try the small sable one for you so you can see how that works. You can try all these yourself. Try all the fan brushes you have. There are different things that you want to try. So the softer one gives you softer strokes, so you don't get that scruffy looking stroke, right? So there we go. So what depends on the stroke that you want. So that's not a scruffy stroke, but it's not bad. There we go. So I'm going to go back to my scruffy brush, because that's where I'm getting the best. So there might be some hills back here somewhere behind the trees. You know, use your imagination, have some fun. There we go. So we're just making some hills. And you can also use the fan brush for highlighting your rocks. So if you got any rocks around, you can also highlight, just pull down the back of your rock. Start at the top and pull down, top and pull down, top and pull down. And that's all you need to do there. And you can just highlighting your rock, and you can also highlight your tree. I like using the scruffy brush because it gives me a little more detail. So I also, so let's try a little highlight on your tree. I don't know. Let's try a little bit. So you can highlight your tree a little bit. There we go. So you can use your fan brush. So everything we're doing here and right now is with your fan brush, okay? Everything that I'm doing right now. So you, as you can see, you can do lots and lots of things with your fan brush. So you can highlight your tree. You just tap, tap, tap your lighter greens on top of there. That's all. Just touch, tap, tap. Not too much paint though. That kind of throws it off a little bit. But you can see it gives it a nice texture. So you can have some fun with your tree. Alright. I'm not going to do all of it now because I want to get on with the other ones. So you just practice that and get your, you know, if you can't use the fan brush to highlight your tree, don't worry about it, because there's lots of other brushes you can use. But I'm just showing you maybe some ways you can use it. So, you know, so you can have some fun with different brushes. So you got your brushes lying around there and you're probably like, well, I got these brushes, now what do I do with them? Okay, so we'll just leave that there like that. Just tapping on a little bit of, and I'm just tapping it on. I'm not really doing anything in particular. I'm just taking my brush and tapping, tapping, tapping. As you can see, we could use a lot more work, but that's okay. Just want to show you what I'm doing. You know, maybe we'll do a tree with a fan brush later, but I'm just showing you. So here we go. So now another, let's see, what else do we have here? Now we can also do highlights on the tree trunks right here. You can also do some highlights on your, so it's great for highlighting. So you can always take that and highlight the side of your trunk of your tree. Yeah, great for highlights. Here we go. It's a bit bright, but at least you can see what I'm doing. If it's too bright, just go back and get some of your darker paint and scrub that in with it. And take it out. And then you can put some more back in. Just go up and down and over your trunk. I just had a little bit too much paint on it, that's all. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a lighter color, come down the side, just scrub it around a little bit inside here, come down. I'm saying that's the light on that side, see? So I'm just bringing down some on the trunk. There we go. That'll highlight it and give it some shape. See? There we go. There's a little trunk in there. There's a little trunk in here. It's hiding. It's hiding. I see you. I see you. There you are. There you are. So you can put in extra trunks. Put in extra trunks. You can even make trees with the fan brush. So there's lots of fun things you can do with the fan brush. So doing your highlights. There we go, a little bit of a highlight there and there. So, just leave that. So anyway, what did I do? I'll highlight your grass. Yep, you can highlight your grass. So these are all highlights. When you highlight your grass, and you can lift it up to get some grass around a tree. You highlight your tree and grass. And you tap it on. Just tap, 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 tap. There we go. So you tap on your grass with your... There we go. And then, like I say, you can, when you tap it on, you tap on your grass, you pull up your grass if you want to. And tap and pull. Just watch. So you can tap and pull up. And you get some nice little grassy spots. Now, what else can you do? Let's see, let's see. Okay, so that's number 3, all our highlights. And now the next thing we can do is, number 4 is fir trees. Or any kind of tree, but, you know, you can do a tree like, watch. You can put black on one side. Let me use the softer brush this time. Let's use a softer medium brush this time to see what happens. So you have to practice with them all. So I'm just going to put brown on one side of my brush. I'm going to see what happens now. And black on the other side. And you can see, I'm going to do it here. Just give it a third trunk. You can just touch and pull down and you have a lovely trunk. See that? Nice trunk. So that gives you a nice trunk. Tree trunk. Now you get another one. Now you get a nice big tree trunk. And you can highlight it. You got that extra tree trunks. Now you got a bunch of them there. So yep, you can make tree trunks. Good. Now you can, let's see if we can make a fir tree. Now I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Let's see what happens. Probably there's a tree right here. Just get a little top first. Get your top. There's your top right there. Just bring a line and just tap on the corner of your brush a little. And then come down a little further. And then you got some tree. And then push your whole brush. Push, 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 push. To fatten out the bottom of it. Okay. I don't know how far down you want to go. If you want to fill in a bit more up here, you can. Just use the corner of your brush up here to get a little bit of trees. And then you turn your brush and use the whole brush to move side to side to get the nice big tree. So, I'm gonna get a better tree than that. Yeah, so just back and forth. Get those edges. Now, it's because it's black, it's hard to see what it, so we'll highlight that tree now. We'll highlight that with some green. We'll do basically the same thing, just touch over it, and then touch, and then touch, and touch, and tap, and touch, and tap, and touch. Yeah, nice big tree there. And so just make the same move that you did before. I got a nice big tree. Maybe it's too big, so here's what you can do to fix that. You just give it another tap. There we go, and another tap, and now we got a bunch of trees. See? So you can make a big bottom here, and then you can put some more of these little taps on them, and then you can have lots of fir trees. So now, maybe we'll have another one over here. There we go. That can blend in with that one. Or maybe we can make it another one here. So just tap, 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 tap. There we go. And then put some green highlight on it. And you got another tree. So now you got a bunch of little trees, or big trees. And you put these lines, these tops, and then you'll have lots of trees. Okay, so what have we got next? That's the fir trees. Now next, number 5, we can have clouds. You can make clouds with your fan brush. Let's try the big one this time, because we haven't tried that one yet. So all you have to do with that is, I always like to use the corner of my brush. I just dip it, right now I'm just dipping into some blue and a bit of white. And I'm just going to throw on a little cloud here somewhere. So you just tap it on. Nice little cloud. Tap, tap, tap the corner of your brush. That's all. Perfect. So now you just do that. And then, now that you got your shadow, now you can take your brush, corner of your brush, and tap on the top of the cloud. And just move your brush around a little bit so that you can get that cloud in there. And there's your cute little cloud. And if you want it brighter again, you just add more white paint. You can add a little bit of yellow to your white if you want to. I'll explain all that later too. So there we go. Brush is a little bit dirty, so I'm not getting perfectly white yet. But I will if I keep trying, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So we'll just go with that for now. And then you can take your brush and clean it up really good. Maybe take your smaller fan brush and make sure it's nice and clean. And then take the bottom of here and just wipe it out. Just go around little circles just to get that bottom. And it dried up a little bit on me, but here we go. Starting to move around there now. And then you blend it in with your sky. Now my brush was dirty, so that's what happens. That's what happens. I always got bloopers, so don't worry. We'll be happy. So we'll just make a little bit of a sky. There we go. See? No harm done. So what we'll do is we'll go over that little cloud again, so you can put some more white here and here and there. And just use the corner of your brush and put that cloud in there. So there we go. I like making bloopers because I can show you then how to fix them. That's just no big deal. Okay, and so if this was a real painting, I would just take my white paint and my blue paint, a little bit of blue paint, and I would just adjust the sky down there. That's all. At least you get to see how I adjust my sky. So you so that's number 5, some clouds. Okay, so that's just a cloud. Now, number 6, fan brushes are great for water lines. So I'm going to use the medium brush this time, the soft one. They're great for water lines and splashes. So I'm going to show you how to put some water lines in here. So I just put a little bit of white with a tiny bit of blue on my brush, because I didn't want to, and the water lines will go around here. So just put them on, just drag them over underneath the land here. drag over your water lines, and when you get water lines around your water, it looks more natural. So just bring some water lines over like that. Just drag them over. There we go. You can even drag some out here underneath this rock. And you can drag some up here. And you can bring that down here into your blue. There we go. Drag it down, drag it down. Depending on what you're looking for, you know, so you can just put that in there. I'm going to put some more blue in there. So you go back and forth with blue and white, or whatever colors you're using for your water. And then you get some nice water lines. So you go back and forth until you get what you're looking for. You go right over here. We can even pretend that there's a waterfalls. So you take your brush and you can take your, let's pretend there's waterfalls down here. You can take your brush and pull over and down, pull over and down. I'm going to use a smaller brush now because that seems not want to cooperate. See, so that I have to check my brushes too. So you do the same thing. If you're having problems with your brush, change your brush. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so there we go. Some nice little waterfalls coming down here. So fan brushes are great for waterfalls. There we go. So you can do that. Nice little waterfalls. Good. And then say you want a little splash. So a little splash will be the corner of your brush, and you just tap, 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 tap your splash. And that's about it for now. Just probably lots more, you know, that I could show you, but I'm going to, this much is good for now. So you can splash that up around. So if you're doing a big waterfalls, with splash right up around. And the same as doing clouds. So basically your clouds and your splashes are all done basically the same technique. So you add some more white to the top of your splash. There we go. And then you just take it and you blend it out with your water. Blend it out. There we go. Just blend it out. And that's all you have to do. And you blend it out. Make sure it goes in with your water. And so you just play with that until you get what you're looking for. But that's what your fan brush is used for water. So that's it. I'm going to leave that because that's a lot for you to learn. Water lines. Okay, so that was the water and the grass. Number 1 is water, 2 is grass, 3 is highlights, mountains and the rocks and trees. That's all the highlights. And fir trees is number 4, and the clouds is number 5, and 6 is water lines and splash. So if I can think of any more, I will certainly let you know. So you go and try these out and let me know how you make out with them and have some fun. So when you're doing your water lines, just put them on top of the water like this. See? Just put them on top of the water. Put them on the sides. So make sure that I showed you enough. Okay. So just go and practice all this. Try the different brushes. If one brush is too big or one brush is too small, your fan brush that is, then just switch them back and forth and see what you can do with them, okay? So you have a happy painting day, and I will see you in my next video.